Well, hi, my East Providence friends, and welcome back to Mrs. McCarthy's Book Club. I think you're going to really like this book today, especially in the good weather. I've got a question for you. How many of you have ever spilt milk? I know I have, and boy, doesn't it make a mess. Does it always fall in the same way like an ice cube would fall? No, no. Milk is a liquid. So here's kind of a science piece to our book. Milk is a liquid and it takes on the shape of whatever container it's in, meaning if you put it in a glass, that's a container. If you put it in a bowl, that's a container. Or if you drop it on the floor, that's the container. So the shape takes on to whatever holds it. So this is really a good book to think about. We've already got lots of good science things to think about already. This book is called It Looked Like Spilt Milk, and this is by Charles G. Shaw. And I love this. This is an opportunity to talk about sort of a text feature. This is what we call the title page. It looks again a little bit like the cover looked, and it just tells us about the book. So think about a time that you spilt milk when we were watching this, and then we're going to think about something fun we might be able to do at the end. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. Ooh. Sometimes it looked like a rabbit, but it wasn't a rabbit. Sometimes it looked like a bird. Doesn't that just look like a bird? But it wasn't a bird. My goodness. I'm noticing that I hear the same word at the beginning. Are you hearing that too? What word is that? I hear you. It's sometimes. You're right. Sometimes it looked like a tree, but it wasn't a tree. That really looks like a tree, doesn't it? I wonder if it's all spilt milk. I don't know. Sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone, but it wasn't an ice cream cone. Oh boy, that looks yummy, doesn't it? Sometimes it looked like a flower, but it wasn't a flower. And I feel like, oh my gosh, that almost looks like a dancing flower, doesn't it? That's a lot of fun to think about that. Oh my goodness, wait till you see this one. Sometimes it looked like a pig, but it wasn't a pig. Oh, I love this one. What do you think that looks like? Oh, that's a good guess, a boat, but it's not. This one's not a boat, but that was a good guess. Sometimes it looks like a birthday cake, but it wasn't a birthday cake. Oh, I love this one. Sometimes it looked like a sheep, but it wasn't a sheep. I love this animal. See if you can figure this out. Sometimes this has three words to tell about it. A great horned owl. So sometimes it looked like a great horned owl, but it wasn't a great horned owl. Well, imagine if you spilt milk and it looked like that. That would, oh, I love this one, especially in the winter. Sometimes it looked like a mitten, but it wasn't a mitten. Now, if that was my winter milk mitten, it would look brown because I would have been hot chocolate with my milk, and it would have like been a different color. I don't know about you. I love this one. Sometimes it looked like a squirrel. Can you see that? Look at that. But it wasn't a squirrel. Love this one. What do you think? Oh, I heard a big butterfly. Yeah, it sort of does look like that, but it's not that in the words. Sometimes. Oh, I heard somebody say it. You're right. Sometimes it looked like an angel, but it wasn't an angel. So we know sometimes it looked like spilt milk, sometimes it looked like an angel, sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone, but it wasn't any of those things. Can you believe that? Do you want to take a guess to what could be making all those different shapes? Let me hear your guesses. Oh, I like cut paper. That's a good idea, but it wasn't that. It does sort of look like cotton balls. You're right, but it's not that. Let me give you a hint. How many of you, when you've ever been in your backyard on a nice day or at the beach and you lay down on the grass or the sand and you look up in the sky, what do you see? Well, yeah, the sun. You do see the sun, especially on a nice day. But what else do you see that's kind of those colors of all the things we were doing in the book? You're right. Sometimes it looks like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. It was just a cloud in the sky. So I remember as a child looking down and seeing, oh, that one looks like a giraffe. Oh, look at that one. That looks like an elephant. That looks like a Ferris wheel. I wonder how clouds can look like different things. What makes them move and change shapes, do you think? What makes them move? You're right. The wind can make them move and maybe make some different shapes. Look at all the different shapes in that book. We had the bird and the ice cream cone and the rabbit and the pig and the tree and the sheep and the squirrel and the birthday cake and even the spilt milk. And we had the angel in the middle. But it wasn't spilt milk after all. It was a cloud. Oh, I hope you liked that as much as I did. I just had an idea. Now that the good weather is here, let's think about if you can go out on your backyard on a beautiful day and look at the clouds. And maybe if you can't write it yourself, ask a grown-up to help you. Make a list of 4 or 5 different things you see in the clouds. That would be great. Or another thing, if you like to do work with paper and construction paper and white and colored paper, what you can do is take a blue sheet of paper. It doesn't have to be this dark blue. And you might be able to rip out or cut out some things that you like to do that you might see in the clouds and some things that you would like to see in the clouds and glue it onto the blue paper and sort of make your own book about the clouds that you saw. Wow, I'm loving that you are such a good audience. I am loving how you are such good listeners. So until next time, I want you to keep on enjoying the pleasures of a good book and always, always try your best. Bye, East Providence friends. I'll see you again soon.